You're rock, but you're stuck in the land of PowerPoint. Hashtag old school.
Old school? I'll have you know I attended a workshop just 5 years ago and they said it is the presentation format of the future.
Dude, I was in 6th grade 5 years ago. A lot has happened since then. Hashtag growing up.
Really?
Really. It's time to add a little zip, a little zing, a little sis boom ba to our learning experience teach. Hashtag first world problems.
I do need to make one thing clear. We won't be spending any valuable class time using Twiddle, MyFace, Spacebook or any other of those social net linking things you kids do on the internet. I'm here to help you learn to be critical thinkers.
With all due respect, Mr. Jones, those things are not mutually exclusive. I can criticize people and tweet at the same time. Hashtag multitasker.
No, Napoleon, I'm not talking about being critical. I'm talking about thinking critically.
Come again?
Someone who has good critical thinking skills has the ability to make good decisions, and the ability to understand why they made them.
Oh, right. Like that guy in that story my mom forwarded me earlier.
And what story would that be?
It was a story about a dude named Bill Cox, the guy who was the first to ever find an alligator in a Chicago river. He used his critical thinking skills to figure out how to get help and get that thing removed from the water.
An alligator in Chicago?
Yes, the first ever.
What steps did you take to find out if the story was true?
Dude, it was from my mom. She wouldn't send me a fake story. And besides, the first thing it said was, I checked this story out and it's true. You won't believe it.
That's usually a sure sign that it's not true, Napoleon. This is a good example of why you need critical thinking skills, and specifically, why you should work on your media literacy. You've got to ask yourself who created the message, why it was being sent, and several other important questions.
But I said it's from my mom. Hashtag love my mom.
Perhaps your mom needs some lessons in critical thinking as well, because that story is only partially true. I encourage you to go to snops.com and read up on it.
I thought you did not want me to use the internets.
I just want you to use it wisely. If you can learn to be a critical thinker, your grades will go up, you'll be more independent, you'll make better decisions. It's a win-win.
So how would I go about thinking critically?
I thought you would never ask. First, you must review your own understanding of the issue or problem.
Easy enough.
One would hope so. Then you need to analyze the material and figure out what aspects of it are most important.
And then?
Synthesize all the information you have to figure out what is most important.
Okay.
And then evaluate what you did to see if you believe you arrived at the right answer.
I can do that. Why don't you teach us this stuff in class?
Actually, I do. You just might not realize it. I work hard to ask the right questions, give you tasks that challenge your thinking appropriately, show you strategies you can employ, and try to encourage you to be curious.
And you try to use PowerPoint to do all of that.
Donald, give me a little credit here. I want you to think back over the course of the last semester. You were given the opportunity to use technological tools you probably never thought about because they are so commonplace today. We've used word processing programs to help you organize and share your thoughts. We've used spreadsheets to sort information. We've used programs provided by the textbook companies to review for tests and even take them online. All of these activities work together to help you become a better critical thinker. And while I may not have used Prezi myself, I let my students choose software that they are comfortable with to creatively share their work with the class.
But what about bells and whistles? We really like bells and whistles.
Bells and whistles are fine, but just because something is new and novel does not mean it is the most appropriate tool for us to use in school. If you know of a new program or device that you believe would enhance our classroom and help you learn, by all means, feel free to share. Good teachers try to be open-minded about these things and are willing to incorporate new things if they will help students learn.
I think the whole class would learn better if we had iPads. Hashtag work in an angle.
Maybe so, Maybe not. Since I'm a critical thinker myself, I need to know specifically what a piece of technology will do to help you learn, and whether or not there are less expensive ways to accomplish the same thing before I ask the administration to consider such a pricey purchase.
That's what they all say.
Unfortunately, no, that's not what they all say. Too many teachers jump on bandwagons and buy things they don't understand that don't really help students learn.
You mean some teachers are not critical thinkers? #shocker.
That's what I mean. Well, Napoleon, it's been nice chatting with you, but all this talk of hash browns has made me realize just how hungry I am, and our lunch period will be over before we know it.
Hash browns? Dude. #cool, but so old school.